Hello, everyone. Sable here, back again, covering week 4 of Uber's Premier League this time. Now, this time's interesting. We've got Enigami versus Career Ended. Career Ended is subbing in for the Dangerous Dracovish. And this is because NotVeryCake caught a temp ban on Smogon. It's not a big deal. It's a couple months, but you can't play in team tournaments when that happens. So needed a sub, even though Cake started off with a solid 3-0 record. So probably a bit of a lopsided matchup. I don't think I've ever seen Career Ended actually play this tier. Gonna guess that they're going to be taking Cake teams, so we'll probably see some Jinxes and Golems and what have you. But Enigami's definitely got the piloting experience advantage by a large margin. Not sure how this will play out, but let's get into it. And I wonder if Enigami's going to bring Wrap and just punish lack of RBY familiarity or just play solid Pokemon and try to win that way. So Zapdos to start, Egg to start. Probably going to see a Drill Pack, big roll too. So if this misses, that could be really bad. Sleep Powder connects, or this would have been a very scary situation, but the Instant Wake makes me eat those words. And Psychic rather than Stun Spore might make this even worse because now you are forced out. Interesting. So there is a Golem. As expected, the Kick influence lives on, but probably going to stay in and let the Egg get a chance to click Sleep Powder. And that could be really horrible here. So the egg is going to get put to sleep. I would doubt there's a backup sleeper, but that miss helps. Enigami winning the sleep tie after that. Not sure if that was the right move to play. I think he could have considered going to Zapdos and sacking it in the face of an opposing Golem, but ultimately tries to just push for the advantage. And now pivoting to Snorlax on Stun Spore. So I get the idea, I just don't think that's right in RBY. I think you just have to go to something that you're going to trade for the egg in this case, and not try to pivot to get Snorlax in thinking like, oh, being paralyzed isn't a big deal, it's already slow. Because the fact that it's paralyzed now means it's not a boom threat to anything later in the game, and you just have to trade it here. This egg got 2-for-1 value. There is still a Golem versus Zapdos, which matters, but that's probably a T-Wave Earthquake Mew, which means it's also walled by Zapdos. And T-Wave from Enigami, so not going to try to play games and dance around it. Body Slam, okay. So probably not what I just said. Maybe a bit of a spin on Cake's usual, but that Swords Dance is not it. It definitely doesn't have T-Wave based on that. It could be EQ Boom, or sorry, Body Slam Boom. Going to Cloister to Clamp is a bit of an odd decision. Like, you could have gotten Body Slammed on entry and lost it. I think you just push with your Mewtwo when it's there, honestly. No real reason not to. Keeping Cloy on Paralyzed matters because you just destroy this Golem. But ultimately, getting Mewtwo in, trying again with this T-Wave, here's surely you Blizzard. It's just so threatening. And there's a 25% chance crit. There was also a para chance, so it was like nearly 50-50 for this Mew to just die anyway. And even if it recovered, it's not really getting much better odds here. So Enigami forcing more para, and this is just looking like it's going to be a trade down, and then Cloister cleans up the Golem. And could be a couple of Blizz Boom 2s on each side. Enigami could just rip the Boom right now. I don't really see a reason not to. I don't think Career Ended is going to be trying to call it with Golem. Surely you Boom here. Okay. A lot of people not running Boom on these anymore, running like Amni Blizz Recover T-Wave or like 2 attacks. Interesting. So might just be a case of sitting here and trying to stall Blizzards. Career Ended is already down to 4 of those, so you only need to really recover through a couple more and then you're safe. Max roll crit Blizzard is only going to do 49, 48. So don't think you're very pressed here. You recover through like one more of these and you're probably not going to get KO'd. So both of them just having like T-Wave, Recover, Blizzard +1, and the +1 could be Boom, but it also could be Psychic. Though if it's Psychic, I'm not sure why they're not clicking it. Also not sure why you PP stall with Recover there instead of T-Wave. T-Wave covers for switches. But they're just okay. So Psychic revealed on Agami's side, and nothing revealed on Career Ended's side. So I might get pressured into switching out and then catch a Blizzard to the face. Tough situation. 5 more Blizzards on Enigami's side. You can take some reads here, and there it is. I don't think there was any reason for Enigami not to be clicking Blizzard a couple times there anyway, so gets it. Now Golem gonna try to sub down and run it out probably, but Cloister can just come in and clamp. Yeah, so you just need to hit one clamp, and this is horrific. And it is. It still traps you even through sub, so Golem gets OHKO'd by the follow-up clamp, immediately forced out to Mewtwo. And even from here, like, there's nothing really in this position that's that scary. I don't agree with this at all. You don't want to take that T-Wave. Enigami might have a last that just OHKO's Golem of some kind, but I just firmly don't agree with doing it that way. I think if you were going to boom, then you just boom. Don't let it, I don't know. Ride on. So this is suggesting that Golem can actually win this game, and I mean, at least you do get a sub, but if the next Blizzard hits, then Golem still will outpace and win this. Not the biggest fan. Okay, you can't hard Golem into that, I don't think. I'm pretty sure Earthquake, it might not KO, but I'm pretty sure it has good odds too. Yeah, you can't, I don't like how that all went down. Surely whatever you have last, like, yeah, Tauros should have come first. I think saving the Golem Boom and saving the ability to wall Zapdos mattered, and now you're just going to lose for it for sure. Mewtwo can't switch into this. Any attacking move would have made this a KO. Enigami being a bit too conservative there, I think. I think you just have to hit. Even if the Toro stays in and hits you, like, you hit it once and then you're playing Hyper Beam mind games and you still have a whole another Mew in the back. And your Mewtwo, which is pretty healthy. Now, I don't think you play this. I think this is wrong. Save the Zapdos, go to Mewtwo. If you have, like, you just pressure with Mewtwo and you win inevitably. But choosing not to do that, just going to force the Mewtwo to show whatever else it has. And I guess it doesn't have Psychic. I guess it is Boom, which would explain why this is going this way. So I guess in the end, Zapdos just wins anyway. I do still think you go to Mewtwo first anyway, because that covers for everything and keeps you with an extra option instead of this happening. Now you're probably going to go to Mewtwo, click Para, click an attack, and trust in Mew to clean up, but it is a little precarious. Tauros is scary. Could go to Mew first if it's T-Wave and click that. Let's see exactly what's coming here. Yeah, so T-Wave Mew, set up, hit once, trust in Mewtwo to win it, but like it's scary. Probably gonna try to soft boiled up, but I don't know if I think that's the right move. I think you just attack twice and take your damage. Yeah, so I guess you would have only gotten an attack once because of Leer, but still. With that para, you would have gotten another attack anyway. Either way, like, it's hard to lose here. It's just down to Tauros getting a lot of BS. And now Tauros is in OHKO range. And Mew is faster again, so that's the game. So quick game one, relatively. Enigami just bringing a bunch of decent Mons. I don't know about the Zapdos into the teammate of the person spamming Golem when said person hasn't really played this tier and is probably going to borrow teams. Like, leading Zap is fine. I guess you know that they're going to bring Golem in and you're going to get the advantage on Sleep War, but not like the biggest fan of that. Career ended definitely taking some cues from how Cake builds, but I like this Mew is different, more physically offense oriented here for sure, but definitely you can see the Cake influence in that. So on to game two. Now, Enigami probably isn't going to bring Wrap after that game. That was a pretty solid game, but Alakazam proves that maybe it is a Wrap team anyway. If this T-Waves, that makes it a little more likely, but I think you're also happy T-Waving a lead 2 regardless of the team. And probably going to be, okay, Seismic Toss, no Kinesis on this, so this is probably not Wrap. And probably just going to try to wear this Mewtwo down. A drop would be huge, yep. And now you have some T-Wave pressure, you have I'm not getting destroyed immediately by Blizzard pressure, and forces the trade, and now I'm expecting a couple of eggs to come out. Yep, they're going to play the Sleep Tie, and Career Ended wins this one, so a much more promising game than last time. 5v4 advantage with the egg down is pretty nice, but staying in the Psychic It, I think, is not it. I think you need to push your advantage right now, especially with your Mewtwo down. Like, you can't sit here and let this wake. And it seems Career Ended is going to let it wake because there's almost no chance you're going to stop it here if you don't switch. Moltres, that's interesting. So wrap coming from the other side. But I don't know if career ended will know how to use this. And I have to imagine Cake did not pass this team. She shouldn't be passing teams because she's not like, allowed in the team cord right now or anything. But this is definitely not a Cake idea. And a hard egg into Mewtwo is a bit wild, I guess expecting a T-Wave, but you have to know Blizzard could be coming. And that's a whole free egg, and now this is already really bad. I don't feel like Career Ended has this, and if this is T-Wave Mewtwo, it's going to get really bad really quick. Going for Swords Dance, so not a T-Wave Mew, and this is looking very out of hand. You only need a couple paralysis turns. Yeah, another Swords Dance Body Slam. I wonder if this is just like Swords Dance Body Slam Earthquake. Or something else, which, yep, there it is. So this Mewtwo is going to take another KO, take another para, or just boom something. And Career Ended's getting run over. I mean, honestly, doing fine for someone who hasn't played this tier before, but tough situation to be in, getting force subbed into this. And now Toro's just going to push through. Not really much fear of clicking the Hyper Beam. I don't think there's going to be a Golem on this one. So Cloyster last could probably, you probably want a T-Waver to go with the Moltres and the Cloyster. Could be Zapdos, could be Starmie. What was the Mew set again? The Mew didn't have T-Wave. So it's definitely a T-Waver last. I have to imagine, even if you're not experienced this tier, you're probably thinking, I need more T-Wave to go with this. T-Bull really the nail in the coffin. We're probably not even going to see what else Enigami has here, to be honest. I mean, maybe one more Pokemon because this is probably going to boom. And it is a Zapdos. So yeah, you do need another T-Waver. There it is. Tauros just going to keep attacking. Shouldn't die to T-Bolt without a crit. No crit, no para. So now, you can just throw Hyper Beam and trust in the rest of your team to clean up. You probably, if Mew is your only fast Pokemon left, you probably throw anything but Mew here. So that suggests the last is also fast, because you wouldn't want to risk getting clamped down by Cloyster and losing this one. But H-Beam Mew takes that out. Cloyster can win this if the last is slow, and if the last is slow, then I think this is a misplay from Enigami to send Mew into that and trust the 50-50. And the fact that Egg's getting sent in here, if the Egg stays in and gets sacked, that suggests the last is faster than Cloyster, and we'll just take it out. Yeah, I think it is, and I think that's Enigami's plan, in which case sending the Mew like that was completely fine, so no problem there. If the last could be like Zapdos. Zapdos would make sense, Starmie would make sense, but I think it's probably more likely to be a Zapdos. And so, still clamping for some reason. Could it just blizzed this? Not really sure why not. It's more accurate. You don't have to hit as many of them. Blizzard KOs from about 50 to 60 on Egg. Yeah, 50.8 to 60. So a few more of these. Okay, so this Cloyster might just get KO'd here, and that's it. So I'll never know what Enigami's last is, but I'm pretty confident saying it was something faster than Cloyster. A Zapdos seems like a pretty fair candidate, would go well with the Hyper Beam Earthquake Mew that this presumably is, as helping to set it up. We have a lot of para and then some physical win cons over here. So ultimately quick 2-0 for Enigami, but Career Ended put up an admirable fight for someone really thrown into this last minute. And not much more to say about that. I mean, I do like Moltres in this tier more than some people do, but I never find a good case to use it. I'm always really worried of things going really bad because you have bad accuracy. Burn can go wrong if you have to click Fire Blast at the wrong time. Just tough mon to use. Usually, whenever I want to use it, D-Knight ends up doing the same role a little bit better. But admirable try, and that's another game in the books. I'll see you all for the next ones for the rest of week 4.